Welcome back to our very beginner C++ programming, and then we will continue from where we ended. And our last tutorial, we learned how to create a project in our code blocks environment and then run it. Is that okay? I hope you got the understanding very well. But now we are proceeding to some key things in programming. Is that okay? So here you see hashtag include IOStream. Then we have using namespace std. We have int main, and then we have cout. This called cout, or some people call it count. Please call it cout. And then this is called insertion point. We will explain all of it right now. And then this is also called a string. And then this is insertion point. Then we have the end L, we have the semicolon, we have the return 0 also here, and we have our curly braces. This is called curly braces. In programming we call curly brackets curly braces. And then this particular one is called parenthesis. The bracket is called parenthesis. Is that okay? Alright, let's see the functions of everything that we see here. Let's start from the include. Anytime in C++, when we write hashtag include, then that means we have some files or header files or classes that we want to call them. I hope you get me. We have certain things that we want to call them into our programming. We haven't reached there yet, but we are having some here. Is that okay? So this particular header file is here, IOStream, is the one containing the cout and then another one called cin. The cout is used to print something out to the console. The cout is used to print to the console. You can call it console out. Is that okay? And then the cin that we will do later is used to take variables or take user inputs from the console or from the keyboard. I hope I'm clear. Alright, the insertion point indicates where we should start printing. I hope I'm clear. Alright, and then anytime you put something in double quotes, you mean that particular thing in that double quote should print when we send it to the cout inside the cout code. I hope I'm clear. So that particular thing there, when we reach data types, we have something called data types. When we reach there, we will explain it further. Is that okay? So it's a string and information that we would like to print on the screen. And then we have to bring our insertion. That's where the next thing that should be printed should start from. I hope you get me right. And then this thing here, end L, means that the particular line, so let's take it for instance when you are writing my name is Ernest, and then I want to come down and say I am age years old. I hope you get me. So if I want to come down from here to this particular side, that's in Microsoft Word we call it return. So when I want to come down like that, then that means I'll have to use end L. That means end a line. This particular line printing should end and start another line. I hope you get that particular one. Alright, let's get rid of it. We don't need it. And then the return statement here says return 0. Before we explain return 0, let's go to int main. Every program that you write in C++, it is a mandatory that you should get a main function. You'll get to understand function, but before, function is a set of code to perform a specific operation. I hope you get me right. You get to understand functions very well when we get there. We are not there yet, but we have just met it. And then, as I said, every C++ programming should start or should contain or should have a main function. That's the main here. Is that okay? And then this particular main, we are calling it int. Int is a data type. We will do it next, maybe on our next tutorial. Int is a data type. I hope you get me right. And then data types, if you just give a data type to a very clear data type like integer to a main function or any function, that means that particular function is supposed to return something. So what are we returning? We are returning 0. We are returning nothing. I hope I'm clear. So anytime you see these things, it means that it's C++ programming. This particular code here is where all the codes is being executed. When you write the code and you don't bring it in here, it will never run. You get to that particular point, you understand it very well. Is that okay? So this brings us to the end of this tutorial, and then see you in the next tutorial.